Good day, everyone. Welcome to our chemistry class for today. I hope everybody is doing great, even in this time of pandemic. So let's get it on. Let's try with a quick recall about your grade 8 lesson about the three subatomic particles of the atom. Do you still remember them? Okay, if your answer is proton, neutron, and electron, you are correct. So let's try to differentiate one from the other. Proton is located inside the nucleus with a positive charge, while neutron is also located inside the nucleus, but it has a neutral charge or no charge at all, while electron is found outside the nucleus, specifically in the orbitals, and it contains a negative charge. We will focus more about electrons as we go along. Okay, so our topic for today is about electron configuration. And the goals of today's discussion are you have to define what is electron configuration, and you have to write the correct electron configuration of the atom. Remember of the following objectives. Next. So, what is electron configuration? Electron configuration is the arrangement of electrons in the orbital of the atom. So, electron configuration, we're going to discuss about its arrangement, actual arrangement in the orbital. So it is always also important to remember these two terms as we go along: the main energy level and the term sublevels. So what are the four sublevels? You have the S, P, D, and the F. Remember that the S sublevel can hold only a maximum of 2 electrons. For the P sublevel, it can hold a maximum of 6 electrons. For the D sublevel, 10 electrons. And for the F sublevel, 14 electrons. So, again, it is very important, guys, that you remember the number of electrons on each sublevel. Okay? So, are you ready? I hope yes. So, let's start. Now, this is our best friend, the periodic table. So, we will discuss one by one before we start doing electron configuration. Let's try to review first the vertical columns and the horizontal rows present in your periodic table. Let's start with the vertical columns. The vertical columns represent your group. Please remember that in your grade 8. And the horizontal rows represent your periods. Later, we will use them as we discuss electron configuration. So let's go first with the 4 sublevels. Again, class, what are the 4 sublevels? The S, the P, the D, and the F. So now, we will use this periodic table in locating those sublevels. So let's start with the S sublevel. S sublevel can be found in groups 1A and groups 2A. So here and here, this comprises your S sublevel. Next sublevel is, before that, imagine that helium from here will be moved here. So helium is included in the S sublevel. Take note of that. Next sublevel is the D sublevel. Ilan ba ulit yung maximum number of electrons sa D? 10 electrons. So, from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From here up to here, that is under the D sublevel. Next sublevel is the P. How many electrons for the P sublevel? 6 electrons. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And lastly, the F sublevel, these two rows comprises your F sublevels. So, these are the vertical, using the vertical. So, when you use this sublevels, in each sublevels, look vertically. Okay, now let's move to the horizontal patterns or horizontal rows. Under the first energy level or the first period, this is considered as the first main energy level. So, what element is present on the first energy level? You have hydrogen and helium. Tapos na ba ang first energy level? Okay, yun lang. Now, let's go to the second energy level. You have lithium, beryllium, continue. You have the boron, carbon, nitrogen, up to neon. So, that's the second main energy level. For the third, you have sodium, magnesium, derecho, aluminum, up to argon. Okay, so that's the pattern for the main energy level. Just look at the pattern horizontally. And then the fourth, fifth, sixth, and the seventh. Okay, so let's start. When doing the periodic table, when doing the electron configuration, so we'll start first with the first energy level, followed by the sub-level it occupies, and the number of the maximum electrons it can hold. So for example, on the first energy level, what sub-level is present? Only S. Look at that. So only S sub-level is present on the first energy level. On the second energy level, you have the S and the P. Okay, so how do we do this? So let's do it very slowly. 1, S, 2. Move on to the second one. 2, S, 2. Move to the P sublevel, 2, P, 6. 3, S, 2. 3, P, 6. 4, S, 2. This time, you will pass the sub-level D. Remember, there's a rule. When you pass the sub-level D, you have to subtract 1 from the main energy level. So if you're in the fourth main energy level and you're going to the D sub-level, 4 minus 1 will become 3D10, 4P6, 5S2, minus 1, 4D10, 5P6, 6S2. Look at the arrow. There's an arrow in your periodic table. You are going down on the F sublevel. That is after 6S2. There's also a rule. When you go to the sublevel F, you will subtract 2 from the main energy level. So from 6S2, it will become 4F14. Go back again to the D sublevel, 5D10, 6P6. Okay, so let's move on to the last main energy level. We have 7S2, go down, 5F14, go up. 6D10 and 7P6. So that's the way that you have the arrangement for electron configuration. Let me try this much quicker, okay? So 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. Please class, if you can answer on your own, please do it para mas ma-practice kayo, okay? 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10, 4p6, 5s2, 4d10, 5p6, 6s2, 4f14, 5d10, 6p6, 7s2, 5f14, 6d10, and 7p6. Okay, if you're having a hard time, just review this video all over again for you to master this, the flow of the arrangement. Okay, so let's have a drill to test if you really understand our lesson for today. So, let's try to do, the first one is, let's try to have aluminum. So, let's try to get the electron configuration of aluminum. But by the way, so let me remind you, on writing the correct way of writing the electron configuration, the main energy level is written as normal number, then followed by small letters. Small letters are used for the sublevels, and a superscript for the number of electrons. Okay? So, remember, we will stop here in aluminum. So, start with the first. 1. Remember, the helium is here, imaginary. So, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. Where is that aluminum? It belongs to 3, sublevel P. Pang-ilan si aluminum? First. So, magiging answer natin, last is 3p1. Okay? So, madali lang, di ba? Let's try another one. Let's have chromium. Okay, guys. So, let's start again from the start. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. Oh, that's chromium. So, it will become 3 because minus 1. So, 4s2, 3d. Pang ilan siya? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, final answer, last shell is 3d4. Another one? Wow, that's a lot. 50. Atomic number 50, that's 10. So, we'll stop here. Again, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10, 4p6, 5s2, 4d10, 4d10, 5p, pang ilan si Tin? 2. So, 5p2. Okay. Last one. Oh, that's a lot. Polonium. Atomic number 84. From the start again. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10, 4p6, 5s2, 4d10, 5p6, 6s2, go down. 4f14, go up. 5d10. And last one, 6p1, 2, 3, 4. 6p4. O, di ba mga anak? Madali lang ang paggawa ng electron configuration. So, we will have more drills as we discuss this lesson in our Google Classroom. Bye! See you!